How's it going, YouTube? Dallasboi here, back in with another Pokemon Black and White 2 Wi-Fi battle. In this battle, I'm going up against the flying Afro, who I ran onto in the Smog and Wi-Fi Battle Finder, while asking for an Ubers match. And this guy, made some questionable moves in some places, but he did also make some pretty good moves in places. And that's as much as I'm going to spoil for this battle. But, anyways, looking at teams, he's got a team full of threats, and biggest threat I think that he has is his Palkia, which could counter my rain team in places, and he's also got the Rayquaza there just to possibly pick off some stuff and revenge kill and possibly late game sweep. And for me to win this battle, I think the best thing to do is to keep my White Kyurem alive and my Wobbuffet alive. And what Wobbuffet can do for this team is trap the Palkia, which I do assume is Choice Scarf. And if I can do that at some point in the game and keep my White Kyurem alive, I should be a-okay for this match. So I hope you guys do enjoy this battle, and let's get this show on the road. So my opponent's going to be leading off with this Arceus, which appears to be holding a Ghost Plate, and I'm going to be leading off with my Kyogre to set up the rain. But first turn, he's going to let me with a Will-O-Wisp. I don't really know why, since Kyogre is specs and special attacker and whatnot. But it still gives me an opportunity to go for a Surf, but it doesn't quite kill. I was kind of thinking that he would have hit me right off the bat, knowing how powerful Specs Kyogre is, but it's kind of my loss, and kind of a little bit of a misjudgment on my end first turn. But what can you do? But after I take the Arceus Ghost out with 2 Surfs, he's going to be sitting out his Palkia. And I know this isn't a very good matchup for me, so I'm going to be sitting in my Ferrothorn. But he actually makes a very nice play and predicts my switch and goes for the Fire Blast. And it would be a 2-8 KO on my Ferrothorn with Fire Blast, but he actually switches out into his Dialga, which I assume he misclicked and wanted to go into Rayquaza. And yeah, I do got my rocks there. And I was thinking, yeah, he told me he misclicked, and I was thinking in before rocks, and he would have switched out to Rayquaza. But the smarter move definitely would have been to kill off my Ferrothorn with a Fire Blast. And he's gonna kind of pay for that, as you'll see a little later. But after he gets up his own rocks with Dialga, I'm gonna get a Leech Seed on that thing and switch into my Kyogre's Death Spotter. But he actually turns out to miss a Fire Blast, and I don't know if that's going to matter, but I'm just going to say it comes into a little bit of play later, as you will see. But now I'm going to be getting off Nice Beam on the Dialga, and he's going to actually go for the Dragon Tail on me to phase me out. And it actually turns out that I live with 19, which is actually going to help me out in the future for a little bit. But anyways, Latias comes out from the phasing scenario. And I know this isn't a pretty good matchup for him since he has Leech Seed and whatnot, so I'm going to predict him to switch and switch into my Kyogre's Death Spotter so I can scout out what he's going to be switching into. But he actually turns out to switch into his Kyogre, which is not a very good switch on a Latias, since Latias with the Soul Dew does tend to wall many variants of Kyogre. It doesn't even 3-8 KO in the rain with Specs Water Spout, just saying. But now, I'm going to be sitting in my Ferrothorn to set up a Leech Seed on the Kyogre, as it does go for a Calm Mind. So, I'm thinking that this Kyogre could be a bit dangerous in the near future, so I'm going to have to keep that in mind. So, after I do get off that Leech Seed, he's going to be switching into his Rayquaza to successfully predict the Power Whip that is coming its way. And thanks to Rayquaza's ability, Airlock, he's going to having me with a surprise Fire Blast on the next turn, and my Ferrothorn's going to get roasted and taken out, which is very unfortunate for me because I could have used this Ferrothorn for Kyogre, but it was pretty much a surprise attack. And what can you do? But now out comes Latias, because I know I could outspeed the Rayquaza and take it out with Dragon Pulse next turn, but he preserves his big threat and goes into Dialga, which was most likely the most useless thing on his team. But now out comes Palkia once more, and I could have sent out my Wobbuffet here, but I didn't want it. But I wanted a safe switch into it, so I actually sent in my Excadrill to kind of wall the Palkia a little bit, knowing that it's going to go for Spatial Rend. And Bulky Excadrill is actually a pretty good Pokenuber. And look at how well it actually took these Spatial Rends. A lot of HP investment, max special defense investment, and that's gonna allow me to take a couple of Spatial Rends easily, as I do get off the Rapid Spin. But now it comes Kyogre, which I believe he should have done last turn to sponge the Rapid Spin and not take any unnecessary damage and whatnot. But Kyogre does go for the Calm Mind, knowing that Earthquake isn't going to KO him from the range it's at, knowing from the prior damage. And he's actually going to be resting up on this turn, which pretty much confirms this set in my head, which is Rest, Sleep Talk, Surf, and Calm Mind. But now Excadrill is going to be going for an Earthquake after the Kyogre takes a nap. And on the first turn of sleep, Kyogre will be going for a Calm Mind off the Sleep Talk, which actually kind of benefits me a little bit because I can get a little more extra damage off on the Kyogre before I have to sacrifice my little mole here. And a second turn of Sleep Talk, he actually pulls off the Surf, and my Excadrill is taken out, which does give me the opportunity to switch into my Latias a little later. And I'm gonna be speeding up this little bit with the Kyogre and Latias a little bit here, because all I'm gonna be doing is setting up a few Calm Minds in space, try to recover off some damage, etc., etc., etc. So while I'm rambling, I may as well just talk about what he could have done here. Definitely the smarter move would have been to send in his Palkia to pick me off with the Spatial Rend and pretty much annihilate my Latias. But I believe here he gets a critical hit, and I actually live with 4. And I'm just praising Latias at this moment for her really, really good work that she's been putting in against Kyogre. But now Rayquaza comes in. I'm going to be going for the Recover to get some lost HP back. And Rayquaza's actually going to get me with an extreme speed. And I actually live with 59. And I pretty much go for the Dragon Pulse to take it out. But I think the smarter move would have been to go for the Recover one more time. But then again, Rayquaza could have Dragon Danced. But now out comes Palkia, and I'm just going to leave in Latias' Death Fodder, because I know that Palkia can outspeed me. But I also can get a free switch into Django the Wobbuffet. And now, since I know that he's locked into Spatial Rend, I can go for the Mirror Coat and take Palkia straight out. And that was probably the one thing that could have prevented my Kyurem White from sweeping, other than Stealth Rocks. So I get a little leeway there. But now it comes Mewtwo. It actually goes for the Psy Strike, which is resisted on Wobbuffet. And I was afraid he was going to go for a Calm Mind or a Substitute. So I just went straight for the Encore to lock that Mewtwo into Psy Strike. So then on the next turn, I can go for the Mirror Coat and take Mewtwo straight out, which means that his last Pokemon is going to be his little Kyogre, his mono attacking Kyogre, which can and will be taking me out with a Surf, and I'm definitely getting ahead of myself in narration. But yeah. Anyways, Kyogre, like I said, Kyogre's going to be taking Wobbuffet out with a Surf, and which leads me with my last Pokemon to be Kyurem White, which I nicknamed Icy Hot after those patches. You know, the Icy Hot patches that you use to alleviate pain and stuff. But I go for the Draco Meteor to finish off the game. So that was a pretty good 1-0. And there were some. I did state in the narration that there were some moves in the match that he could have done. But after a little bit of practice, we do get better at the game. And I think the Flying Afro can get pretty good at the can get better at the Uber's metagame. Just needs some more practice. But he did play a pretty good game, and I applaud him for that. And like I said, good game, the Flying Afros. And rate, comment, sub, and I will see you guys next time.